Right now, and it is time for Rekha's Voice. Rekha Basu from the Des Moines Register joining us in studio as she does every week at this time. Hi, Rekha.
Good morning, Lou. How are you?
Very good.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good.
All right. So, judging from your social media presence, we thought you'd be talking Steve King, but you said, "Hang on, you're going to utilize what a lot of people were commenting with."
I am, but I'd like to just sort of give the audience a little bit of heads up about what this is about. So, Steve King made the comment this week on the air that basically it's only European or Western peoples and Christians who have contributed to civilization, to the birth of civilization, that really other groups, minority groups and non-Christians have had a very minimal influence. So I put out a call on my personal Facebook page to friends and followers to say, what is your favorite example of a contribution that a non-Western person or people might have made to civilization? And I've got, as you just counted, about 164 responses, and they are so wonderful. They range from mathematics, algebra, to Jesus Christ himself. So,
if you want to get technical, yeah.
If you want to get technical, exactly. So look for an upcoming column on this. It has not been written yet, but there's so much food for thought in there. So,
which kind of leads us into the article that is in today's Des Moines Register, and a project that I have a personal a hand in as well. So very honored to be talking about this today. But it comes at a time when Pyramid Theater, this is a theater organization that's having its inaugural season. It started with Raisin in the Sun, which just closed this past weekend, but is opening with a brand new play starting
and tell
this
us
weekend
a
at the
bit.
Des Moines
So
Social
this is
Club.
what I've written about, and I'm so thrilled because Jackie is a member of the cast of this play called Hooded, and she can tell us more from the inside. I've interviewed the director and one of the team members of the Pyramid Theater Company who co-founded the organization a year ago. Tiffany Johnson, and she's just terrific. She's a native Iowan, although a lot of the directors and not necessarily cast members, but producers have come from outside. Ken Matt Martin, for example, he went to Drake, right? Graduated from Drake, and now is on his way somewhere else.
He's doing some incredible things.
Producer.
He's doing some wonderful work in Chicago right now, and then is going to go back to college. And all the people that are involved are just incredible individuals. But they started with the idea of they wanted to bring more culture to the theater that we have here in Des Moines, and do an incredible job. But as someone who was looking outside in, because we've been involved with it for a little more than a month, I want to get your response and what did you see?
I'm so impressed by what I've seen. First of all, I went to see A Raisin in the Sun, which just ended last weekend, and they did such a terrific job. And one of the things that really is striking is a lot of these people are not seasoned actors. They haven't acted before, like Wanda Everidge, who used to be the provost at Drake, who had never done any acting before, and she played a leading role, and she was fantastic in it, you know? And now to see, I've just sat in on one rehearsal of Hooded, but the title itself is so provocative. The title is Hooded, Being Black for Dummies.
Or Being Black for Dummies,
or Being Black for Dummies. And so, you know, Hooded provokes such visceral images in one's mind, everything from the KKK to Trayvon Martin, and, you know, young black men being racially profiled because they're wearing hoodies. And yet, it's described as a comedy about Trayvon Martin. That's how Jure Holder, the director, described it to me, and I'd love to know how it can be comedic if it's dealing with the death of Trayvon Martin. So I was blown away by the talent. This young fellow who plays what is the name of
It's Marquis and True.
True, yeah, who plays True, exactly, which I imagine is short for truant or something. But he is just so good. He's superb. He looks like he's 15 years old, but he has so much attitude and edge. And I find this whole organization to be so inspiring because they're youthful, they're vibrant, they have energy, they stay abreast of news and politics, and they're urban. And you know, the Yale Drama School, the director is a graduate of Yale Drama School, so they have impeccable credentials as far as expertise in theater, but then it's a mix of new voices, old voices, new themes. I guess what Tiffany said is that they're trying to every year produce one sort of classical production like Raisin in the Sun, and then one more experimental and contemporary piece like Hooded. So there's this mix of old and new, and there's a new look at old material like Raisin in the Sun, which has new resonance today because of what's going on racially in the country. So tell me a bit about what it's like to be, first of all, a white person in the cast, and secondly about the production itself and how is it funny all the way through? What I saw was hilarious.
I was going to say, it is one of those things you hear about what the topic is about, and especially how poignant, the shootings that have happened here recently, and when you're picking up the paper or you're looking at social media or even looking at the media right now, nothing is positive, it seems like, right now, with shootings that are going on, and it just pointed to how poignant this piece can be. So you come into it thinking, oh great, what are we going to be talking about? But it is a comedy, and
and it's an original play.
It's original play. Have to give a shout out to Terrence. He's from Washington, D.C. He's getting ready to go to Juilliard. He was just accepted there. Brilliant, talented people. He is on the rise, and the fact that he's letting us be the first one to put it on its feet is an incredible honor. But it's one of those things, like, we're going to make you think. We're going to make the audience really think here in Central Iowa. But on the other side, you're going to have a blast. It is a ton of fun. And I'm one of the older members of the cast, so working with a lot of younger talent, but
full of energy, right?
Energy, brilliant, a ton of fun. There's more white people than just me. It's a nice mixture of both, but just talent across the board. So it's been an honor to be a part of this.
So the character that you play, you're the mother of this young biracial man, and you invite this other young sort of hoodlum into your home because you take pity on him.
It's an interesting thought of how a black person, African American, can be two people in one. And we show you that physically by having my son, who's adopted, a black male named Marquis, who's kind of the goody two-shoes, goes to preparatory academy, has been given everything in life that he could ever ask for, and he's paired up against this guy named True, who hasn't lived in the bad side of life, but hasn't been given everything. So has been raised a little bit different. Doesn't make either one right or wrong, but it's interesting how both can kind of coexist in all of us.
Well, it's sort of turning the My Fair Lady concept over on its ear, right? Because you would think that one is going to civilize the other and bring him into, educate him about how to be a man, and maybe that does happen, but in the scene that I saw, the education was going on the other way. That really, True is pointing out that Marquis doesn't know who he is, doesn't have a sense of identity, is uncomfortable in his own skin. And even though he has all of this book smarts, he doesn't know how to relate to other people. And so he's really True is feeling sorry for his host and saying, you don't have any rhythm and you don't know who you are, and I'll teach you. So as you say, the education will end up going both ways, I guess. But,
and hopefully the education will be going across the board of the fourth wall, and the audience will be educated as well. But having a good time in the meantime.
Well, I just can't wait for it to open. And it is
just
so
a couple
timely.
days away, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Thursday is the premiere.
Preview. But Friday we officially open Des Moines Social Club, pyramidtheater.org, if you would like more details.
And it'll be running for 2 weeks.
2 weekends, yep. So start Friday, go through Sunday, and then pick up again Wednesday through Sunday.
Des Moines Social Club. And they're going to be moving it around to different venues, I gather. Like they did the last one, Raisin was at Drake.
Yep.
And they're thinking about doing some in the future at Grandview. They want to move it to different locales to attract different populations, which I think is such a great idea. Exactly. And they always want to have a good mix of black and white. And, I hope that they will have some organized discussions after some of the shows, especially this play, because there's so much material for thought on race relations.
Yeah, it's one of those you could watch even as cast members. We've heard it over and over again, but yet we still hear different things every night.
And in the rehearsals, did you have occasion to sort of rethink the role because the writer was sitting there? I mean, did he ever give you any guidance about what your motivation is supposed to be in this particular scene, or reframe it in a way that you hadn't looked at before?
Terrence is amazing. One, he let us create what we thought the character would be, but then he also gave us insight, because it's like, where did this come from? And he would be there to kind of spoon us in a little bit.
Is that the first time you've ever been in a rehearsal where the actual scriptwriter was there? That must really add a whole different dimension.
And he's incredible. Like, you will see and hear this man more and more. Because
Did you get a different perspective after doing this, after getting ready for this? Have you looked at things a little differently?
Yes,
You
I have.
Have you
I have.
about race relations?
I think about respect and how we see each other. You know, it's easy to see black and white and anti-cop, pro-cop,
Right.
and it's like enough is enough, and let's just all learn how to get along. But learning a little bit more about maybe where they're coming from, but also understanding I will never truly understand where they're coming from because it's a different world. But that doesn't mean we can't all get along and respect each other.
Well,
So-
I just can't wait to see it, and I hope a lot of people turn out for this.
I
because
hope
it's really
so as well.
important
It's
and
something
fun.
like unlike anything you have seen in Des Moines. I can tell you that, and why it's an honor to be a part of this amazing cast. So it does open this Friday. If you want to learn more about how it relates to what's happening in today's headlines, you can do that by picking up the Des Moines Register and reading Rekha's Voice today on page 15A. There you go. And then go to pyramidtheater.org if you'd like
And the play
information
is
and
called
tickets.
Hooded.
Hooded.
Perfect. All right, thanks, Rekha. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We will be right back. It is 10 minutes before 9 o'clock. Totally serious news coming up next.
It's fantastic to have you